Here all night reading out texts because I'd get bored and you'd get bored and nobody wants that. Anyway, headlines in the paper today. Your signature could keep my dad and I alive. It's the story of Tom and Noreen O'Halloran, who were both awaiting a kidney transplant and have been waiting patiently for the call from the hospital to tell them that a suitable organ has become available. Now, if you are one of the many people, and I don't have exact figures on it, but I would imagine that the majority of people don't carry an organ donor card. If you don't carry one, what's your excuse, if any? Maybe you feel that there is no excuse. Maybe you feel it's a disgrace that someone wouldn't want to carry a donor card. Maybe you believe that we should be actually forced to give up our organs after we die. Well, the father and daughter made the plea in the news today for people to give the gift of life and carry a donor card. Noreen said, some charities ask for money. All we're asking for is a signature on a donor card. Organ donation is a gift that you are passing on, the gift of life. People only need one kidney to survive, so they could actually become a living donor. I don't know how many of you would be prepared to give up one kidney while you're still alive. But what do you make of this? Do you think that people are selfish for not carrying a donor card and passing on their organs after they die? And if you don't carry one, I want to know why. Let me go to Rose. How are you, Rose?
Hi, Jeremy.
Now, what's your point, please, Rose?
I just want to tell you, my sister died 5 years ago very suddenly. She wasn't sick or anything. So she was brought in, she was on a heart machine, so life support for 5 days. But she was brain dead, so the doctors made the decision to turn the machine off, but they called the family in and asked. They've done a lot of checks, a lot of our organs were good, and would we think about going for transplant.
Oh, they actually asked you, did they?
Yeah, so we had a family consultation, because she was 46 with kidneys and a liver. So we all decided then we would do it, because we never ever gave a thought to it, you know. So when we ended up 5 people and I live as a result, my sister died. Two chaps in their 30 got a kidney each. A man 69 got a liver, and some of the heart stems in the people got. And it's just made we five daughters and made us all think about it. We all carry donor cards now. Because
every single one of you. But before that you didn't carry a card, did you?
I'll be honest, I never gave it a thought to.
I know, most of us don't. Most of us don't, to be honest with you.
It's only when I hit your own front door, and then it was great to think, even though she died, but there's 5 people living because of her, and that's what we took from it, you know. And
do you think it's selfish not to carry a card?
Well, as I said, like it's a taboo subject that people think about, but unless you're in that situation. And like I do myself now, I'll always bring conversation and explain the reasons why.
I think, sorry for cutting across you, Rose, but I think there's a shame factor. I think people are ashamed to admit they don't have one, aren't they?
Oh, they would be, yeah, but I carry one all the time, and I tell anybody that wants to know that I carry one. And even if I'm in the chemist, I'll always pick them up.
Now, what would you say to someone who says, you know, they're my own organs, I want them, I want to die with them?
Well, I probably would have thought like that myself 5-6 years ago. But then when I thought about it and the way she died with dignity and everything. And I know myself where she is. She's up in heaven, and she's the type of person she would be. She would want to help other people, and that's the way we looked at it. What would she want? And that's what she would have wanted. So for anyone to say, just to let the organs go down and rot, and when the 5-6 people could live.
It's a complete waste of organs, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's just letting them go to waste, and like it wasn't easy for us to do it, but we thought about it, and that's what she would have wanted. And then we got a lovely letter from Vincent's Hospital at Ballsbridge that they do all the transplants, and they just told us just at the age of the people that got them. And there's an annual thing every year for donors and people, just all up in mix. Nobody knows who got what. But they're actually lovely now. You get a lovely letter and a certificate and all. So we all have that, and it's lovely to think. And
as you said, it made you feel good that 5 people were given another chance at life because of that.
Well, two chaps in their 30s, they were on dialysis every day. They live in full lives now. They had young families. We know that much. They live in ordinary lives now. And that's great for us. And my sister now would be smiling down, think that she gave people different leases of life. And that's the way I look at it. So
Okay, do me a favour. Stay there for a second, please, Rose. 6797104 is our telephone. I want to hear from people who don't carry the cards. Let me go to Anthony. How are you, Anthony? You're on FM104.
How you doing? How are you?
Good. Now, you believe there should be an opt-out system, or an opt-in system, rather?
No, an opt-out system more because there currently is an opt-in system where you go, you say you want to be an organ donor, you sign up and you get your card. What would be a better idea is like, 'cause there's plenty of people who, like the idea of being an organ donor and say, I must get around to do that next week. I myself, I had the idea of doing it, and it took me nearly a year to actually get my card. So in that kind of way, if anything could happen to me in that year, people might not have known that I was an organ donor or hadn't intended to, and then my organs would have just gone to waste nearly, But it gives people the option that you're automatically an organ donor. If you don't feel strongly one way or another about it, you can just forget about it. And at the end of the day, you will help somebody if it were to happen to you. But with an opt-in system, you're almost wasting organs of people who might want to have been a donor, There
obviously are a lot of people, Anthony, a lot of people who just, I don't know what reason they have for not carrying one, but there's a lot of people who obviously feel that their organs are their organs and that's it.
Oh, and that's fine. But I mean, what I'm saying is that's where an opt-out system, it draws a solid line, because if you feel strongly about it, saying, I don't want to be an organ donor, then you can, you maybe not necessarily have to carry a card, but you could go into a database saying, all right, this is me, this is my PBS number, with this is my information.
I know, but I'm trying to think of a reason why someone wouldn't want to become one.
Well, it could just be down to a belief system at the end of the day. Some people just don't like the idea, and
But you're dead. You're dead.
I understand. Yeah, I have that argument as well. But at the end of the day, people's beliefs are people's beliefs, and people, whatever. That's the thing. You live in a society where you live in a democratic society where you should be allowed to have the choice of whether or not you want to do this. And at the end of the day, you can't force somebody's decision.
Okay, stay there for a second, please. 6797 FM104 is our telephone number if you want to get in on this. There, you've heard from two people who believe that it's the right thing to do, I suppose. Let me go to Lisa. How are you, Lisa? You're on FM104.
Well, how are you?
Now, it says on my screen here that there's no way you'd give your organs.
No, I would not. And I would not have people making me feel bad for not doing it. That's up to me if I want to. And all this stuff about people guilt-tripping everyone into carrying donor cards and all that. I want to be buried with my organs. I was born with them and I'm going out with them, I'm not giving them to anybody. And I know it saves a life. Fair play to the people who do it, but it's not for me. And I hate all this stuff about people making you feel guilty and all these.
Why? Who's making you feel guilty about it?
Well, listening to the show, people ringing up saying everyone should have one. That's up to the person themselves. That's not up to these people who are calling up saying that everyone should have them. I'm being buried with mine. Even if it saves a life, they're mine and they're coming with me. I don't want anybody dissecting me.
Why? What good are they when you're in your grave?
And they're no good to me, but I was born with them, so I'm going with them. It's not. I don't like the thought of being there and somebody using something that is from my body.
Well, Anthony.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's a strong opinion, saying that that she wants to be buried with her organs, and that's fine. That's somebody's beliefs. But my argument for having an opt-out system means that is it Lisa there? Is it on the other?
Yeah, is that your name? Lisa's her name. Yeah.
That means that Lisa can go down to and say that. I know it's saying it this way sounds like it's a bit of hassle, saying you have to declare that you don't want to be dissected when you die.
I think people should be paid for their organs. I don't think that should be just given out. I think there should be some form of payment.
Sure. How can they pay you when you're dead, Lisa?
No, but they could give it to the family. I don't think that should be just given out for nothing. I think that if you give your organs, let's say I donated something in the morning that would have gone to some family, like a kidney. My family should get compensation for that.
Compensation?
Yeah.
Rose, what do you make of that? Is that selfish?
You know what? God forgive you. I hope you never get into a situation where you're in a hospital and you see a family member of yours waiting on an organ, and you're thinking about getting paid for this to go to your family. You have to be in that situation. And I probably talked the very same way as you, and I was ignorant at the time. But I just want to come back to a point. You said everybody's getting on here telling you that there's only me and the other fellow was on that we gave our opinion. I'm not dictating to nobody. I was in a situation where it made me realise what I could give, like. But for you to say, and I find it totally disgusting that you should be. No.
People who donate organs and all. I just wouldn't do it. They're coming to me with I'm getting money for them. It's
you came out. You came on board said there's no way my organs get buried with me. Then in the next sentence you said, well, if we get paid when it goes to my family, then yes. So you either have morals about you or you don't.
I wouldn't give my organs away, but I mean, if my family were stuck for cash or something, and I would say I will give them on. I think it should be made the law that, I mean, if you're going to donate something, you don't get nothing for nothing in this world, like. So I think.
Well, you're going out of this world, so you're going to have nothing. So why don't you do something and give someone a bit of stay alive?
Because I came into the world with these organs, like, why should I have to give them up? Because
we all came in with the organs.
Do with me, like, that's it.
Unfortunately, these
family. If it was somebody I loved and I care about and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going and your family's okay, they're making somebody else better. And I think you're being selfish by saying that because they're not family. But
my problem, like, you're saying I'm being.
Yeah, but you're saying like.
So hang on, if I walk by a homeless guy tomorrow and I don't give him all the money in my purse, is that being selfish?
No, I don't give him to.
Give them to anybody.
I don't give. You're changing the whole subject. The whole subject is you came on, you said you wouldn't, and then you said you would if you got paid for your family. So you either have one thing or another. But the thing is, if your family's okay, that's okay. Your family is grand. But there's people all over this country, little children and all, waiting for organs. So,
and there's loads of people that are going to do it, but I just wouldn't be one.
Yeah, well, if everybody thinks like you, nobody will do it. That's my point.
Well, that's up to people. Like, if they don't get them, they don't get them. It's up to everybody.
Yeah, but then don't be coming on saying everybody is telling you to do it. Everybody has a choice.
Everybody's trying to. People are coming on the radio trying to guilt trip everybody, and then everybody. No, these people who are coming on like yourself. Like, I'm sorry for your loss and all that, but I mean, you're trying to shove this down people's throats.
Excuse me, Jeremy asked me my story, and I told him my story, and I told him how I changed my way of looking at it.
Yeah, she in no way abused people who don't give their organs up. I hope to God, Lisa, stay here for a second, but I hope to God you're never waiting on an organ. 6797104 is our telephone number. Do you agree with that girl, Lisa? I mean, she's not alone. There's plenty of people that feel that way. Let me go to... sorry, is your name River, is it?
Yes.
Oh, lovely name. Second time I've heard that name there in the last couple of weeks. How are you, River? You're on FM104.
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Now, you carry a donor card, is that right?
Not currently. I haven't been 18 that long, and I don't really know where to pick one up. But I wouldn't mind signing a form if they gave it out. Like.
So you would be happy to carry one, would you?
Yeah, like if when I'm dead, I'm not going to use them. They can take them. Like, they're no use to me after that.
But that's what Lisa said is she doesn't want to be cut up basically when she's dead. She doesn't want someone sliced, and that's a natural feeling to have. She doesn't want to be sliced apart and all her organs taken out.
Well, you're gonna get sliced up anyway to be embalmed, so it happens anyway. I hate to tell her, you know. And what does she care when she's dead? Like, she's not gonna feel anything. Doesn't really matter what happens once you're dead. Yeah,
but is it not her choice? It's her organs.
Yeah, I suppose if she doesn't want to give them, like, no one's going to sort of take them when she's dead. But it'd be nice that everyone should at least consider taking.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't. That's the point.
I know, but it'd be nice if everyone did, because, like, what if one of her family members badly need an organ and everyone else is like, no, I want to keep them? I'm sure her opinion would change then.
I know, but as she was saying, it's not everybody's ideal situation that, you know, that when they're dead that they know they're going to be cut up and that the organs are going to be taken out of them.
Well, it could save someone else's life. Like, save one person already dead. Don't make it like two or more, you know.
So it is a selfish attitude then, is it? Yeah,
I'd say a little bit, yeah.
Even though it's their own organs?
Yeah, well... once you're dead, they're the worm's organs, I suppose.
No, but they still are your organs. You were brought into the world with them.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to sort of just, you know, say, well, you know, I'm not going to use them, so take them. That's what I'm going to do.
Let me go to Darren. How are you, Darren? You're on FM104.
Happy New Year, Jeremy.
Good. Now, what's your point, please, Darren?
Well, Lisa's quite right. It is her body, it is her organs. She can take them to the grave, wherever she wants to take them to the grave. Well, Well, one breath she turned around and said she wants to take them because she was born with them, and the second breath, well, her family will compensate it, but then she consider it. But it's just, that's what's wrong with this world. I don't have one. I intend to go and get one. I watched a documentary recently on organ donation. I intend to go and get one because, God forbid, my son needed one or a family member would need one, you know. So I do intend, as in you said something about the driving licence then. It won't matter, we're changing our driving licence for the next couple of months now, so we're going to the small, like the credit card.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Okay, you said that's people like Lisa are what's wrong with the world, yeah?
Well, yeah, in the sense of, like, she wants to be compensated for it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, if you believe there's a God, it was God who gave them to her.
Yeah, but she does own the organs.
As I said, it's her prerogative. I said that before. Before that, it is her organs. If she wants to take them to the grave, she can. But in the second, in her other breath, then she said she'd sell them.
But
Are they that precious? They can't be that precious for her if she's willing to sell them.
Sorry, you still there? Are you still there, Lisa? Lisa, are you there? Hello, Lisa? I don't know. Can we get Lisa back there? I don't know what's after happening to her.
You see my point there, sorry,
No,
Jeremy.
I do see your point, but she's
so hell bent on taking her organs to the grave with her, and yet in the second breath, then well, my family will compensate for it.
Well, Lisa, you there? No, we'll try and get her back on. So you believe it's completely selfish then, is it?
Of course, it's completely selfish. Like, as I said, I'd have been of the ilk as well a fair few years ago. Oh, geez, I don't think I'd want my organs to be taken. But, like, what's it going to matter to me? I'll be gone. I'm going to be gone if I can save someone's life, or, you know, if it'll give someone a bit longer to live. Why not?
Yeah, it is a selfless act, isn't it, to give up all your organs?
Well, no matter what, like, most coffins these days are closed, Amy, so no one's going to see, you know, with the body.
Okay, well, stay there for a second, Lisa. I got you back. You there, Lisa?
Well,
Well, Darren doesn't have much time for you. He says people like you are what's wrong with the world.
well, do you know what? That's a load of bollocks, like, because it's not like I'm going out and robbing or anything. I'm keeping what's mine. Like, I'm just not.
But Lisa, you're shooting yourself. You said you're keeping what's mine, George. You were born with them, you're going with them. But in the second breath that you said then, well, my family were compensated, but then I'd give them up for them. My family going to be compensated.
If there was, like, I think it should be made the law that if somebody's going to give their organs, the family should be. Because, I mean, the family are still giving. Like, if I had a kid and my kid passed away.
Are you listening to yourself? It should be the law.
I'm listening to myself. Like,
compensated.
if I had a kid and my kid died, right, and then I would want something, like, for my kid, because I would have to be parting with knowing that someone else is going to use something that my child who's dead and gone had. Like, I wouldn't.
You mean to tell me if your child, God forbid, a child of anybody's died, and that child's lungs, heart, could save another child's life, or liver or kidney or whatever the case may be, could save another child's life, that you'd want to be compensated?
Well, yeah.
Child's life being saved. You are the
I'm not going to come on here and pretend.
You are the most
that I think
ignorant thick fuck I've ever talked to in my life. That you'd want to be compensated for some other child's life to be saved.
Well, like, I mean, my child after dying, I was the one that created my child. So if my child's going to save another child's life, I mean, in America, if you don't have money, you won't be treated, and that should be the same law here.
No, it shouldn't be the same law here.
It should be the same law here. If you don't have money, you shouldn't be able to get everything that is just handed to you, and people who work have to pay for it.
Can we dig up a body now and find the brain for this girl? That'd be fantastic. I'll tell you, I'd pay for it. Because
you know what? Just because I don't want to part just because if I died, I wouldn't give my organs up, doesn't mean that I'm a tick.
You mean to tell me that we should have the same system in America, that if you don't have any health insurance, you shouldn't be treated, you're not entitled to go to the hospital?
What?
You just said that if we should have the same health system as America. So in other words, if you don't have health cover, you shouldn't be treated in the hospital.
Well, yeah.
What, they should be left? You should be left to die at the side of the road.
That's
if you can't, like, why should in America, if you don't have the money, you won't get it? Why should that be the way here? I mean, that's the most.
Because that's what we pay our taxes for, Lisa. We pay our taxes to go towards the hospitals.
I just think this whole organ donating thing, it's like really unnatural. So, I mean, if I died, I don't want to be dissected for my body to be, and my organs to be in all different people's bodies and all that. Like,
unless you're being paid for, Lisa.
A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, recently signed up for one of the cards, and I was really upset when she told me. Because I don't like to think if anything happened to her. I wouldn't like to think if anything happened to her. She's got someone else is going around with her eyes, or do you know what I mean? Like,
you'd rather stick them on eBay and sell them.
I'd rather them go with her because that's her. That's a part of her. I would hate to think that
you'd rather make money out of it. That's what it is, Lisa. See, that's your problem. You're obsessed with money, but somebody has to. Like the fact that you turned around and said that if a child of yours died, God forbid, I hope it never happens to you. A child of yours died, and there's some child sitting there in, whether it be Cromwell Hospital, whether it be a hospital in Cork, a hospital anywhere in this country, or anywhere in the world for that matter, that is badly in need of a liver, a lung, a heart, that you would want compensation before that heart could be given.
Well, like, it should be like America. I just think this country is a joke. Like, I mean, to actually give, like, if you had somebody that died, would
do you not realise how stupid
somebody that died, would you not mind parting with a part of them and knowing that someone else is going to be going around with it in their body? Does that not make you sick?
If a wife of mine, or God forbid a child of mine, for any reason, died, and there was a chance of saving some of the kid's life or some of the person's life, and they weren't signing up, and please God they'd have signed up, like, it would be my choice in the child. Of course I'd like them to save someone's life.
Well, stay there for a second, Darren, because Jude, you agree with what Lisa is saying, is that right?
I do to an extent agree with what she said. Now, I don't agree with about that if you don't have the money you're not entitled to health.
No, that's ridiculous. But
I do agree that if it's her choice, like, I actually have a legal documents drawn up that if I die tomorrow, my organs can't be donated.
You actually got a legal document made to say that?
Yes, I have, and it's signed, and my brother signed it, and I got a solicitor to sign it. Even if my wife wanted to give I have a carrier with me, and so my brother has a copy as well. That's a legal document that no hospital can take my organs. It's actually drawn up so they would be sued. So in case my wife got sued.
Well, there you go, Darren.
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you, like Lisa, agree to it then if your family are being compensated?
No, I wouldn't.
Did you understand what Lisa said? That she'd give them all right if her family are being compensated, and if she had a child who died and there was a child waiting on a lung or a liver, they could be given all right once she was being given money for it.
Well, if it's true, if that's her prerogative, happy day. Who am I to disagree with her? Like I wouldn't do it myself, but that's her prerogative. She wants, if that's her point of view, happy days. I'm not going to disagree with her on that one. But I myself wouldn't. I totally agree that you should. I actually think it's like people who want these parts, or people who denote these parts, are like scavengers on the plains of the Serengeti fighting over a corpse.
No, they're not. They're not fighting over a corpse, dude. They're not like animals on the National Geographic.
I actually think, like, if people want to donate, that's great. I have no problem with that. Like, if people want to donate, brilliant. I wouldn't. That's great.
You have a problem with it, Jude. You've just said that if you think these people are like scavengers.
Yeah, but if they're wanting to do it, like, keep on pleading.
It's your prerogative. As I said at the start of my argument, as I said, it's Lisa's prerogative. She doesn't want to get the body parts. That's her prerogative, which is it's totally in her belief system. But in the second breath, she said she'd sell them. Right? You turned around. You just said that these people are like scavengers on the Serengeti. No, they're not. These people who are in need of body parts, of livers, hearts, lungs, who are going to die if they don't receive them. Okay? If someone's quite willing to hand them up, like, I understand your point of view. You don't want to give them, that's fine, that's your prerogative.
Yeah, I have no problem with people giving them, that's great.
These people are not scavengers. How are these scavengers if they are in need of something to survive?
Well, if there's donors out there, people will donate if they want to donate. That's great. But if people don't want to donate, why is it they're frowned upon?
No, I don't frown upon anybody. That's
not you, but other people do frown on people that don't donate. Not you, but there is, and Jeremy will concur with me there. There are people who frown upon people who don't want to donate.
Well, there are, yes.
I can't understand why.
course there is, and it's also the same as there's a few people like yourself who just call people scavengers for requiring body parts.
No, I said no, not the people who require, but the people who want other people to donate body parts, the people who want people to donate them.
Of course, people are going to want them to donate. Like, and there is going to be a few arseholes who are going to look down on people for not donating. I couldn't care less. It's a person's prerogative. I understand that, right?
It is a person's prerogative.
It is a person's prerogative, but like unfortunately, if people don't donate, you can see people people going out there and advertising for people, they're trying their best to get people to donate. That's natural. Same as they want people to donate blood. And likewise, like some people don't want to donate blood. That's their prerogative as well. But like at the end of the day, there's kids out there who are badly in need of a liver, a lung, a heart, or whatever to require to survive. And so I can understand why there's people also out there pushing and hoping to get people to become donors. You have to understand that as well.
Now, Jude, supposing one of your family, God forbid, needed an organ, would you be happy to give it to them?
Without a doubt.
Oh, so well then, you're being a hypocrite. So you're happy to give it to your own family, but not to a stranger.
Yes, exactly, because I wouldn't like now I'm entitled, but I wouldn't like anyone else to have a great life after I'm dead, or live after I'm dead. Well, I have no problem.
You're a selfish bastard, Jude, in other words.
I'm not a hypocrite. I'd gladly...
No, I didn't say you were a hypocrite. I said you're a selfish bastard.
Why am I a selfish bastard to look after my own family?
You're a selfish bastard because you said you wouldn't like anyone else to have a great time after you're gone.
But I'm not selfish because I have a very selfish act with thinking of my family.
You turn around. Well, let's put it to you on the other foot, Jude, right? Say, for instance, you weren't compatible with a member of your family, yet you needed somebody from outside your family to donate. Would you gladly receive a donation then?
It's hard to think about that because I'm not in that position, and I am compatible. Myself and my brother are compatible.
You're lucky you're not in that position. You don't know, Jude. Like, people who are compatible can give a lung, a liver, a kidney, and it can fail. And you could require somebody from outside your family to give you that lung, liver, kidney, wherever the case may be.
Well, I don't think like that. Like, I wouldn't, because it's not going to it hasn't happened to me, so I don't think of ifs, ands, or I don't live like that.
Thank God it hasn't happened to you. But it's a possibility it could somewhere along the line.
But it could, but I don't live like that. And I'm not afraid to die, so like I don't think like that.
You're not afraid to die, but you just don't give a shit if anyone else goes after you because... Like,
you said I'm entitled to that. It's my prerogative, and I'm entitled to think like that. So I frown upon it.
You're being selfish. You turn around.
You said you wouldn't frown on anyone who doesn't want to. Now you're frowning on me.
You are actually being a hypocrite by turning around and saying,
no, I'm not being a hypocrite.
You're quite glad to live under your family, but
my family, yes, not anyone else. That isn't being a hypocrite.
Well, it kind of is. It kind of is, Jim.
It's not because I'm not, because I wouldn't give it to a stranger. I wouldn't give it to anyone. And if someone needed it, right, a lung or whatever, a heart or whatever, it's not my fault they need it. I didn't create that problem that they need it.
It's not their fault they need it either, Jude.
Yeah, but it's definitely not mine. I'm not responsible for anyone else's life. I'm not I don't have anyone else's life in my hands.
As I said, you're saying there, right? Like, you're not in that position, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you were in the position, would you like someone to give you one? Would you like someone to give you one to your family, a member of your family, or whatever the case may be? Would you still receive one, even though it wasn't from an immediate member of family?
Well, I can't think like that because I'm not in that position.
You're pissing against the wall, I think, Jeremy.
I don't think you're going to get through to him, Darren. Stay there for a second, both of you. Let me go to Anne. Anne, you're on FM104. How are you?
Hi, Jeremy.
Good. Now,
Happy New Year.
Same to you, Anne. Now, you're disgusted with Jude's attitude.
And that fucking Lisa one as well. I tell you, if I was beside her, I'd strangle her.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Now, what do you want to say on this, Anne?
And Holy St. Jude, I'm fucking sick of listening to him. Jesus Christ, he's never off the radio listening.
Well, he believes that the organs are his and that he can do whatever he wants with them.
All their organs are their own. To tell them to take a walk up to these hospitals, Tala Hospital, James's Hospital, the Cork Hospital, as the other chap said there, a ladies' hospital to poor children, have a look at them and see what they would think. And to see that Lisa one, if I was right beside her now, Jeremy, I'd strangle the bitch looking for money. I swear to God Almighty, God, you know what? I swear I won't say no more. I tell you that, my blood is boiling here. I haven't been on for a few weeks because I kind of had a falling out with just you and
You fell out.
Your sidekick, a bit of a fallout, which is...
But it's okay. It's a new year and all, so you're happy now. But let me put that to Jude. Jude, can you understand why people are very upset over this?
People can get upset, but it's not my fault that people are sick.
No, Holy Saint Jude.
It's not going to change the fact that they're sick. I actually don't care. It's not my fault. No one else's life is in my hands. No one. I am not going to be responsible for anyone. I'm not responsible for anyone.
Your life is in God's hands. Your life is in God's hands, Jude. Your life is in God's hands, Jude.
No, we don't have to bring God into it. Why does
that's why. Well, no, because where you and Lisa be going is down below, burning and stuck on hell.
I don't believe in a God, so, like, what does God have to do?
No, why you call Jude then?
It doesn't have anything got to do with this conversation.
Yeah, check off out with that, you stupid tick.
Thanks, Anne. Thank you. Let me go to Tony. Tony, how are you? You're on FM104. Good. Now, what's your point, please, Tony?
Jeremy, nobody has mentioned the fact at all, one particular thing, and I'll say it now, I'll tell you now in a minute, but when I was younger, I'm getting on now in age, I'm mid-60s, and I wouldn't mind doing it now, little kids, but my organs, I don't think would be much good to a younger person, but if they were, I would do it now. But down the years, when I was a younger person, I did think about it, and what put me off was the fact that when a donor, if something happened to him and he's a donor and God forbid he's pronounced dead and they're taking away the organs, he could come back to life. How many people have come back to life? These donors...
I never even thought of that, yeah.
Yeah, and organs have to be taken relatively very fast after you die. You have it barely cold. They have to take these organs away very quick. And I mean, people have been wheeled back out of mortuaries when they were pronounced dead, and so that's what frightened me. And to be honest with you, now I've seen enough life now, and I'm thankful, and I've pity little kids and all that with it. But when I was young, that scared me when I was younger, and I would have loved to be an organ donor, and that was the only thing. It wasn't forfeiting some of my organs at all. It's the fact of waking up pronounced dead and my organs being taken, and suddenly I'm starting to come back to life again.
Well, that is something that's going to turn even more people off, and I don't want this conversation to turn anybody off donating organs, because it is the gift of life that you were given to somebody. It's not much to ask to walk around with a donor card. I can't force you to do it. But I do believe it is the right thing to do. Let me go to Sylvia. How are you, Sylvia?
Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
Good. Now, what's your point, please, Sylvia?
Now, I would just like to tell you, I got a kidney transplant 6 weeks ago. And if I hadn't had, I don't have money, so I'd be dead. I was 2.5 years on dialysis, and I am very grateful to the people who are...
That's a long time to be waiting for...
2.5 years, Jeremy, I was. I'm a bit nervous. I don't mind.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So you're obviously grateful. Well, you are to the person.
Grateful, and God bless everyone who carries a donor card.
Well, Lisa, you're there now. That's exactly the good that can come out of organ donation.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that nobody should do it. I just wouldn't do it myself, and I'm delighted that woman did and all that, but for me, I just wouldn't, because I want my organs when I die. I don't care if it's stupid or if it's thick or if I'm not going to need them. I want them there with me, so it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, because, I was born with them. They're nobody else's. They're mine.
Well, that's your prerogative, Lisa, but just let me tell you, the way you said that people shouldn't be treated if they don't have to.
I know, I have to, but I will stand by that comment. I meant that. I do think that people should have to pay for something like that. If you have to get anything else in this world, you have to pay. So something like that, you should have to.
You do. Hang on, Lisa, you absolute fool. You do. Hang on a second, Sylvia. This is annoying me. Lisa, you are being a complete fool, because when you pay taxes through your life, you are paying towards healthcare as well. Okay?
Oh, sure.
So everybody plays.
If I was to donate, my family wouldn't see that money. It's my family I would...
We're not talking about... You're talking about healthcare, and I'm saying everybody provides money for healthcare when you pay your taxes and pay your PRSI. So don't be so stupid. You're making a fool out of yourself.
Okay, going back on your word, what you said, and let me tell you, Lisa, I worked for 26 years on nights with I reared my kids. And 3 young children, and if I hadn't got that kid, I have 3 young grandchildren, and it was the best Christmas present I ever got.
Like, I'm really happy for you, and I'm glad you got it. But I just,
I just think
that,
it's
like,
very selfish.
these people, I just don't like that people come on the radio and they're trying to like make people feel guilty, saying it could save a life and all this, because it doesn't matter. Like,
anyone feel guilty? No, you shouldn't feel guilty. You do. Those people that done it with a good heart, and they give someone else a chance at life.
You know the way it is, Sylvia. There's always going to be people like the person who donated that organ to you, and there's always going to be people like Lisa.
I'm very grateful to whoever it was. You don't get to know Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, it's a great point to finish on, and I'm delighted you're doing well. Best of luck to you.
Thanks a million, Jeremy.
Thanks. Bye-bye. There you go. There's if ever you needed a good reason for picking up a donor card, that is it. A woman has literally been given the gift of life because someone donated their organs. I'm just looking at the text here. The vast majority of you believe that it is right and it is the moral thing to do to carry a donor card. Yet, a lot of you still don't. If anything comes out of this conversation tonight, hopefully some people will think twice and they'll go off tomorrow and get themselves a donor card. Because you've heard it there from the horse's mouth from Sylvia, it does give the gift of life.